So let's just see about placing images and adding in that type of text. So I'm just going to, may as well just keep adding on to this one. I'm going to come to this page here. So I've done my first few pages. My text here isn't great, you know, it's I haven't got much there. So maybe I need to add a little bit more to it. And I also just might show you here about if you wanted to have a kind of color in there. What I did with this is I used the color dropper tool on one of the photographs. So you need to go to libraries. Now you don't have to do it this way, but it's kind of handy to keep your colors within the kind of same colors as your photos that you're using. This kind of way works very well. So I'm going to click on CC Libraries and, click on CC Libraries. These are some of my libraries, and I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to create a new library. So I'm going to say Carnival. Okay, Carnival 1, and I'm going to say create. So here, if I had my photos, I can kind of add them to it. It's something I haven't done with you yet. I might have, I don't think I have. And it's just where you might drag all your photos to do with this specific project into here. I'll show you how that works because it is kind of quite handy. So I have here a folder I made earlier with the photos I want in it. So I won't take them all, just click on a few of them. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And I'm just going to come back up to libraries here. Can be a bit tricky sometimes getting it in. Okay, so I can see that there. I'm on to libraries here, and I'm just going to click and drag and leave go. So it means that all the images to do with the carnival, or to do with this Photobook, are in here now. Now while that's working away, doing that, you can see them in there. While that's working away, I am going to go up to my first page, and I'm going to use a thing called a color theme picker tool, and just pick a color theme for this. So that one is here. If you don't see it, if you're on the eyedropper or something, just keep your finger pressed down here and the color theme tool will come up. So I'm going to click on a color here, and this pops up, and it's like a section of colors to do. It's like a theme that would work around that color. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go for this muted one. You can go for as many of them as you want, or you can even, like, if I decide, oh no, that one doesn't work, you can always click on another selection and you'll get different ones as well. Okay, so I'm still going to go for the muted, and I'm going to say here, if you see it, add this theme to my current CC library. So what will happen is there's the photos that went in, and then near the end there's my color theme. All right, so just to show you what I did with, now might be a little bit dark. I'm going to maybe pick a different one just for a second. I'm going to zoom in first. Okay, I might go for one of the kind of goldy ones. Just going to click back my color theme and go here instead. And I might just go for the kind of brighter one as well. Okay, and so I got kind of a couple of different versions in there now. Right, so back to my move tool, and back to view, fit spread and window. And I don't need my library up at the moment. And I'm just going to come down to, oh yeah, I said we'd have a go at this page, at this one. So I'm going to click on shape tool. So now it's view, fit spread and window. And I'm going to click on a shape tool. I'll get rid of this one just so you see how it works. So it's just a shape, it's just a square, and I'll get rid of it here. And it's gone. Okay, so what I did there is if I wanted to color on the inside page and I wanted to use that color theme, is I just use this, the rectangle tool. You also have lips tool and a polygon tool in there. So remember, it's the same as Photoshop, keep your finger pressed down and you'll see what the colors are in there. Because this is going to be, I want it off the page like a bleed, I don't want to see any white around it. I'm going to come out here, drag over to here and leave go. So I'm down enough that I've completely covered, there will be no white on this page. Then I'm going to come to my CC libraries. I'm going to click on this tool here, which is my, again, the safe one to be on. Come down to my colors at the end. I think I'd like a light version of this. I'll either try this one or this one in there. So I'm going to click on it, and you can see it's filled it. Now, it's quite strong. And same if I click on this one, more white. They're quite strong as kind of the inside pages. So one thing to remember is when you go on properties, you have this option. So your fill is the color you just filled in, and it's opacity is at 100%. You'll only find these in properties. So remember, we were on pages, and then I clicked on properties. Once I was on, once you have it selected, if it's not selected, if you've nothing selected and you click on properties, you're kind of, those options aren't there. It's the properties of the page is what it thinks. Whereas if you click on the object that you want to do something to and you're on properties, you get more information, more things to do. So the fill, a stroke is the bit around the edge. We don't need a stroke for this. And my opacity 100%, so I'm going to bring it back down. And kind of when you're working on something like this, it's better to have it on this one because you don't have any distractions on it. Actually, even come down a bit further on it. Oh no, I shall turn this in the same one. Okay, so I'm going to now take this one that I've just done, and I'm going to say Command C, which is copy. Control C will be on in a PC, and I want to put it over here. I'm going to say Command V. Okay, and I'm going to just move it over. So I just wanted to have the same color both sides, and just so it was easier to do this way. So something to keep an eye on there is, and I'm sure you can see it, is that my text box is now completely hidden. So once you put something into InDesign, it thinks it considers it an object. So I'm going to go up to Object, and I'm going to say Arrange and Send Backwards. Object, Arrange, Send Backwards. And there you can see that the text box is now in front. It's not quite as the same color as the other one because I have the other one underneath. So I'm just going to move it up slightly. Click on the one previous to that. Just move it up a bit further. Click on the one previous to that, which is this one, and just hit my delete key and it's gone. So now I have the new one. Moving that down, and the two of them are the same color. Okay, that's only if you want kind of like an inside color. Some, you know, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So text box, I have one here. I'm just going to show you how this works. I'm going to delete it. Again, just hit my delete key. I need to be on this view to put in text. And I'm going to take my T. I tend not to put text straight on here because sometimes it's happened to me quite a bit where it kind of like almost like merges with the page, which I don't want. So I'm going to come over here and just click and drag. So that's my text box. I'm now going to go up to type and say fill a placeholder text. All right. Now I'm going to select it and come over here to your fonts. Now really you should kind of have some idea what fonts you're going to use at this stage before you start messing with this. So this is my introduction, and it's probably going to have the same font. It would probably be a serif, which is the one that has the teeny little tail, because it's going to be something that people are going to be reading. So I'm going to come up to where it says Minion Pro. Now it might say something else on your one. This is just the Adobe default kind of font that it gives you. You could be on pages here, so remember to go onto properties to get this information up. Now you're probably, well, the information's up here too. I just kind of like to work this side. So it's 12 points, sorry. Really for reading stuff, it's really 11 points. Like you'd never go, like 12 is the maximum, but I would tend to keep it down to 11. And then my font, I'm going to click here. And if you see here, it says filters. So I have like a load of fonts I can pick from here. But if I go up to the filters, I have the option of picking the type of filter. So if I say clear all, there's no options. I mean, there's no options. There's no filters. It'll have every type of font up. But if I want to just get the serif one, if I click here, then all my fonts that are up here are all just the serif ones. So you might have one that you want to use from that. So I'm going to go and we'll use Georgia for this one. Okay, and you see it has a number 4 in it. What the 4 means is that it has 4 different versions. It has an italic, it has a bold italic. So you might maybe want to have some part in bold. You might want to really only ever use 2 types of fonts in any document. So maybe one would be bold, maybe one would be italic. You could kind of, I suppose, have as many variations of it, but you just need to make sure that there is only two types of font. Okay, so I'm going to click on it here and move it over to as my introduction. Now, you know, it's placeholder text, so it's not something I've typed. It's an awful lot of text there. So you might decide, oh no, it's going to be a much smaller amount of text that I have in there. And I think I have one earlier where I have I have a photo underneath. Just check here. Let me just go to pages. Yeah, so on this one, so you have kind of 2 versions. You could have something like this. I was going to say view fit on screen, fit spread in window, sorry. Where I have an image and I have the text and I have the different color. Or you can have just what I'm doing. Oh my God, where's the other one? Here, where it's just the text. It's going to be up to you, whatever way you do this. So I'm just going to use it as text. Do you see there's like a line going down the center there now? That means it's telling me I'm centered. So it's kind of sometimes handy to keep that in mind. It's very good at telling you when you're kind of at the area you should be. I'm going to say Command plus just to zoom into it. As you can see, it's not something I've typed. Now, I would like to have a white box around it. I don't really want it sitting on that color font. I want the white behind it. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to click away from it and going to go back to my shape. And I'm going to go a little bit outside it. Now, I can, of course, put my white in the box, but I prefer to keep them separate. I think it's easier kind of to control. And I'm come a little bit outside it, and I'm going to go back to properties, and the fill has a thing going through it. It means there's no fill in it. I click here and I'm just going to pick white. Okay, and then object, arrange, send backwards. Okay, and the text is in the front. And I'm just going to come up to this view. Okay, have a quick look. And click off it. Oops, sorry, cancel. Oh, I just noticed something there that I hadn't noticed. So do you see this around here? This is called a stroke. I don't want a stroke on it. So stroke on this. Stroke is where there's like an outline. I do it sometimes with photographs. I have it here. If I want the photo, let me just come in here. If I want the photo to have like a, you know, like the white margin around it, like this, the white border around it, I might use it for that. So stroke is an outside border on whatever you're working on. Just come back to properties here, come back here. Sorry, that was the wrong one. This one. So I want to get rid of that. Back into properties. So clicking it first. And it's the box I need to click on. So I've clicked on the text, but it's not the text I want, it's the box. So move a little bit further out. And now I'm on the box. So just be aware of that. Sometimes you've got so many things that you need to kind of keep an eye on where they are. If you say edit, deselect all, and then go back, if you're having problems, and go back into the one you're on. Okay, so that's what I want. And do you see here, it says 1 point stroke. So I'm just going to click in here. I'm going to say none. Now I could have brought that down to 0 as well. I don't want a stroke on it, on this one. And I'm going to come back to look at it here. And it's just the text and the background color. Okay. Now I might just stop it there at the moment, and maybe the next one we'll have a quick look at placing the images. Okay. View, fit spread in windows, and close. Go back to my pages for 1 second, and we just have a quick look. So page 1 is that. Page 2 and 3, that, and page 3 and 4 is that one.